Hello everyone, welcome back to Sri Lankan Geek Show. So after a long time we came back. I think in the last time uh, it was 1 or 2 months back. I can't exactly remember, but it was a length interval that we have to. So there are a lot of information, lot of gossips that we have to share. So as usual, we have Sumudu and Nishanka with us, and there are special events in this episode. So be ready for that as well. So Sumudu, so I
Yeah,
have a good news to announce before the
great.
beginning
Yeah.
of this event. So
What is that
Ishanka,
related?
yeah, Ishanka was promoted last week
Oh, nice,
as
nice.
a senior software engineer.
So parties I know then.
Already gave the party.
Yeah, that's great news to hear.
Yeah, it's a good news. And I know Sumudu, for you and like we have a good news that you have done your final research for your MSc. How was
Yeah.
it?
Uh, so doing a MSc project part time is a little bit hard because it's very difficult to concentrate on education matters when we have to work on client projects and stuff also. So it was like making time for it and concentrating on it was very hard. So actually the whole project was done within the last 2 weeks. So to be honest, but I was targeting for a simple pass, but I got a B in it, and also the
Nice.
from the the affiliated university side, I got the whole transcript and everything. So that is all done, but I have some like hard copy uh, like printed version of the thesis and those stuff to be submitted for the local campus that I did with it to finish the whole MSc. Like, so
So far that you have done the report, right? And
yeah,
okay,
everything is done. So
okay.
Viva and everything is done, and from the affiliated university side, I did it again with RGU, Scotland University, called Robert Gordon University. So like I got the official transcript from them as well. So our
Nice.
campus has submitted the marks, and yeah. So for Scotland, I'm a master's. I'm something of a master's in big data analytics in Scotland now.
So
So
all
yeah,
done and dusted.
yeah, but like when it is compared to when the quality of the project and when it is compared to the projects that I did in BSc, like in my bachelor's, like uh, I'm not satisfied with the quality of the work I did. So I spoke to a few people who had done masters part time as well. So they also said the same thing, that they felt it like it was done just for the saying of doing it, and
Yes.
it's like that when we have to do it part time when we are working.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I have the same experience.
uh, so before talking to other people, so I thought that it's only me. I
No, no.
thought I didn't put much effort to the MSc, so I just did it for the title. Just so then later when I spoke to few people, and they also told the quality of the project that they did and the effort put to that was very less when it is compared to their bachelor's project. And also
Yes.
I was expecting a lot of questions in the Viva, very in-depth questions, but the judge panel also didn't ask that much of questions on the project itself. So I think they also want at least some of the students to pass it, because our batch had around 40 to 50 people, but only 6 people had submitted it. So
Oh my
submitted the
gosh.
project in the correct time duration. So others they keep on deferring it, since we have it around 4 years to complete it. So I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
thought of deferring it, but my parents
Pushed
insisted
you.
me on doing it. Yeah, and my mother didn't speak for around few weeks until I said, "Yeah, I will do it." So,
Okay.
however,
Excellent
yeah,
motivation.
yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. So however, those 2 weeks and around 3 weeks, that effort, yeah, paid a lot. So if I defer it again, even if I have like the next submission is on December, so even if I have 4 months, I'm pretty sure that I will be held up in work and I will only start to do it in December first week. So it's better than not doing anything and something. So yeah. And also like related to the podcast, so in the last episode we thought that we will do this podcast every alternating week, right? I remember that. But it became like every alternating month now.
Month, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
would
like
to-
I think that's enough
Yeah.
of my MSc. So Ishanka, what's your experience on becoming a senior engineer now?
Not much change, like we are like continuing our work. However, now we have like got more responsibility within the team. So yeah, so
It's great news, yeah.
huh?
It's very great news. So like,
Thank
you
you,
didn't
so much.
tell me about this earlier.
Yeah. So I was kept it to the last minute to get the real expression from you. So actually, yeah, Ishanka now handling most of the responsibility in our team now. Now I can peacefully retire. Smooth. I can peacefully retire now.
Don't even think about
Okay.
that.
Okay, moving on. So I at the beginning I told you like we have a new event in today's episode. So I think Ishanka was not there, but in the beginning when Sumudu and me starting this podcast, we mainly focused to give information about the IT industry for the new joinees or the people who are willing to and planning to get into the IT industry. So at that time period, we talked about different universities, the course contents, the difference between private universities and government universities, and the people like who did their bachelors in different domains or different streams and now working in software industry, and what are the challenges that they have faced, and like those kind of things like we discussed. And at that point we were not able to get some real experience from anyone else, but we are lucky enough to find someone that who did her bachelor degree in a very famous government university in Sri Lanka. And it I'm not saying that it doesn't involve software development development or not related to IT, but the degrees, the domain is not 100% linear to the IT industry, but now she's working as a senior software engineer as well. So I would like to invite Ishara to our podcast as a guest speaker to share her knowledge. So welcome, Ishara.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So Sumudu and Ishanka and myself like personally know Ishara, and we know her last couple of years, and we know how she came to the IT industry and like how she worked in last couple of years and how she became very successful in last few years. And it's a surprise, Sumudu. So last week she also got promoted as senior software engineer.
Great. That's great news. So there are a lot of parties in order. So
That's why I told you that next week we have
hold a
to.
second. Yeah. I will share the like Shangri-La and Hilton links so that Ishank and Tarindi can decide where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great news actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ishara. So we would like to hear a little bit about your degree and how you entered to IT industry and what was your plan when you were doing this degree and little bit of information around that.
Yeah, I did but my degree was electronic and telecommunications. So in the telecom side, I had a little touch on some areas in IT. And also, even though we are following electronic and telecommunication, in the middle of our semesters, we had some modules related to networking and those kind of things since it's related to telecommunication. So I had a little idea on IT, but not that much of. Before I joined my first job, I haven't seen a code like we are working on now. That means microservices, those kind of idea was not in my mind. Even is always saying that when I joined to my first job, I didn't know about that post get or those kind of things also. So I believe that help that you guys gave me helped me a lot to build me at this level now.
Okay, so before moving on, I wanted everyone to know that so this degree is from a government university, and I believe the highest ISET score people are selecting this degree. Am I correct, Ishara?
Yeah, normally in our university, the first highest GPA students, first top 100 students will be chosen to that department.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then it's kind of a special scenario here. We are talking about big brains. No, seriously. Now, from the whole Sri Lanka, the first 100 of the highest set score, definitely those 100 are the top 100 brainies of that year, as we consider in our A-levels. So definitely, Ishara might have some even though she doesn't have much background in IT industry or the technology that we are working, she was capable to grab these technologies in very little time period. So for this, were there any skill set that you have developed within when you are doing this bachelor, any special subject or practice method, anything?
I don't say it's a single subject, but the overall process that we did, analyzing and computational things, makes us to think in deep level. So when I'm going to understand something, I'm going to deeper into that. So after I am using that again, then it's easy for me to use it, because I am understanding from the deeper of it. That thing came with our studies in university and A-levels also maybe.
Okay, the floor is open, Sumudra and Shankar. You can ask questions. So Tarindi, before going to answer the questions that coming from Sumudra and Shankar, I would like to ask one more question. So what was the main challenge? So the biggest hurdle that you faced when you enter into the IT industry without having the like any background knowledge of it? Like, what is your highest hurdle?
First of all, I would say I did my intern at also a startup. So joining to IT company, it was bit difficult for me to adjust to that Scrum things. I didn't have any idea what is happening daily stand-up, those kind of things. I didn't have any idea. That was confused at the beginning. That thing was one. And then going through big codes maybe, but there are Sumudhu helped me a lot. So with the guidance of Sumudhu, I learned a lot. And yeah.
Okay. So you said like adhering to the IT like work culture is hard, but when it's come to work, you didn't find that much of a like challenge, right? Yeah, like adapting to the work. I mean, like not the working culture or so. Yeah, the task.
Sitting total day in front of a computer. What? What do you mean that?
No. Apart from the culture, like culture in the sense like the working behavior that the Scrum meetings, the meetings, or the things that we discuss. Apart from that, when it's come to work, like when any manager or the tech lead like assign you any work, when you are doing that work, like it was not that much of a challenge for you, is it?
No, I can't say like that because me understanding domain was a trouble at the beginning. Before I understand the domain, I can't think what I can do, what I need to do. Even I go through the SRS, I couldn't able to figure out what is happening here. When Sumudhu explained about the behavior, surroundings, only I could able to identify the behavior. So actually at our first semesters, we are having programming modules. First semester, we are going through every disciplinaries, that means CSC, electrical, electronic, likewise. So in the first semester, I learned a lot in coding. So coding was not that much of a problem to me because I was participated so many coding competitions and had some experience on it. But understanding a domain and make that into a code was not I haven't done before. And also I have done only scriptings. Coding is not like microservice level. So understanding about this architecture of the company was the difficult part that I faced.
Okay. So any questions from Sumudhu or Ishank?
Yeah, I have a few questions. So yeah, actually like it's really it's really inspiring to hear the like story of Ishara. So how she got into the company and now like she has become a senior software engineer as well. So she's doing great. So kudos to that. And also like so just wanted to know like what was the drive or what was the reason like you thought of coming into the IT industry? So after was there any inspiration behind it?
Our industry in Sri Lanka don't have that much of job industry. That was the first impression that I need to come to software industry. And when I joined to my first job in Sri Lanka, we were in lockdown status. And I heard about that IT companies do the things in work, do the work at home. So I love to work at home. So that was another impression. And next thing is the salary. I heard about that IT people are getting higher salaries, so that I chose.
Oh, that's a lie. Yeah, very cool.
And also normally our department more than 75% of people are going to IT industry in in so far that not in our year, it's coming from previous years as well. As I know, every batch is going to IT industry more than our domain jobs.
So like how many students were there in your department, like following the same stream?
160.
Oh.
More
So
than
like,
75
yeah.
is going to IT maybe.
So while you were like doing your course itself, you had that idea of going to the IT industry, or
No.
was it after being graduated?
Yeah, after the internship, I decided to go to IT industry actually, but I couldn't able to prepare that. Even though I got that idea on my internship, I couldn't able to prepare until I come to the last year.
So like apart from the factors that you mentioned, like you said like in the first year you got the exposure to programming and scripting, and also you attended to series of like programming competitions, right? So at that time, did you like fall in love with coding or software engineering, or like was it at the end you thought of moving to software engineering?
Actually, it's my I am whatever the thing I do, I makes it. I don't know why, but so coding is also like that. If I do it from the beginning and if I focus totally, I feel like to it. So programming also, I felt like that. The reason I didn't choose the CSC in my university life was people are talking that maybe you have to sit in front of a computer total day. It is so stress, it is so difficult. That kind of sayings around me may pull me back, not selecting to
So,
see.
yeah.
That's right.
So later you found out that you can put the status online and sleep, right?
Yeah. If I can work from home, then I can do. I can work at my own now, so it was not a problem to me.
So
Actually,
was there any like specific reason why you chose the stream? Like you did?
sorry.
No, like I can't exactly remember the degree title. So what like was there any specific reason why you selected that like without selecting CSNSC?
It was a mad decision. All the highest GPA people are going that, so I also followed the same without having any.
So like weren't you given any like a summary of what we'll be covering in the degree program and what are the available opportunities once you get out of the degree?
Yeah, that's right. That means before I joined to my department, I knew that we also can go to the IT industry. That thing was in my mind from the beginning as well. All of my friends also went to CSC, but with that stress kind of ideas, I moved to the electronic department. But I had the idea always in my mind. I also can join to that jobs as well. We can normally our people go to those jobs and electronic jobs as well. So I had that idea in my mind from the beginning.
So when compared to the course content, like was it comparatively harder on the electronic side when compared to CSNSC departments? The content, the assessments and all?
I would say yes. I don't know whether the CSC people will agree, but for me actually it was hard than the work I am doing. And since the people in there was top people, it was difficult to manage
Competition.
by doing little may not be enough in there, so you have to work hard. That was difficult.
So like are you happy of the decisions that you made?
Yeah, really.
Switching to IT?
More than 100%.
Okay, great. Then it's fine, yeah.
Vishal is a quite interesting character. So it's a kind of a sad story, like now even though like the highest score people is going to these kind of degrees and completing and working very hard throughout the period, but at the end they are not getting the 100% of the benefit that they have made when they completing it. Like there are a lot of no job opportunities, no salary that they are expected. Quite sad, but nothing to do. This is Sri Lanka.
Most of our students, actually why people choose our department was their main target is to go for a PhD. I think that is my fault because I didn't select the thing that I need now. So I just follow what everyone follows. Okay, so it's bad.
You follow
In
the
my
thing.
it's in fault in my side as well. But I got the wrong information about IT industry at the beginning as well, so that also forced me to not select that. That's
That's what is so we could have made this podcast a little earlier, so that we
Earlier,
could
no?
have saved lives like this. So yeah, if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, right? So
Yeah,
and comment.
exactly.
But I would say
So-
not for everyone. Some people make this stress and they think it, and then not everyone feel this is easy as well. I think for CSE people also, some people now worrying about selecting the software and engineering degree kind of. I think it depends with the people and how they enjoy that thing that they are doing. Maybe.
And also I think it also depends on their first-hand experience on the industry as well. So that also plays a major role. I think we spoke about this on our first few episodes. We dug deep into how that the work environment that the person is exposed to can either make or break the person. So we were very lucky at that perspective. So
Yeah, actually, I forgot to mention that if I didn't with you in my first job, that means with our team, I don't think that I would say this is my biggest decision that means I won't be able to say that this decision is correct if I were not with you. You helped me a lot, so and you didn't make me feel stressed, so that is another big luck that I had.
So I have another question. I would like to ask from this Ishanka and Ishara from both. Since Ishanka is completed a degree related to IT industry, that definitely Ishanka, you might done so many work assignments, follow different subjects related to software development and specifically target to the IT industry, but Ishara is not. But now I would like to know, Ishanka, how is your experience when you are doing when you're coming to the IT industry, how it helped you?
Yeah, when it comes to my experience, when we are in the university, we didn't get any experience, exposure to the field, and we didn't get any experience related to the actual IT field. So we were doing the academics, and they were they were basics. I mean, they are in the university. We got they taught us basic things in the IT industry. So when it comes to the industry, it's it's totally different from the academics. Related to when it comes to the industry, it's totally different from the academic. So in the university also, we didn't get exposure to the latest technologies and all the latest technology that we currently use in our companies. So I think when it comes to the industry, I have to learn those. I have to go through all those new technologies and all the new technologies and all the things. But when I'm in the university, I had the exposure to those exposure to some of those things. So it may get like it's a bit help to may catch up when it comes to the industry. So yeah, that's the experience I
So-
had. Like
Yeah, so what you're saying is correct. Like, at least you learned how to join two tables and get the data. right?
those
When
basic
you are
things
doing
we had learned those.
Yeah.
May
Ishara, like, how about you? Like, when you are doing the dig, like, have you ever used a database, like, join two tables and get some information, like, brought any query?
No, in my experience, I didn't. But some people, our main projects are different for different groups. So some people may have done, but in my experience, I haven't. Before coming
So
to my first
in
job, I
that
haven't.
case, in that case, some people might have done, in the sense like they, according to the projects that they have done, they learn themselves to do this, right?
Yeah. No any modules teaching us. But
Modules, exactly.
according to the projects that we assign, we may have to
Hmm.
learn those things and do.
Okay, so when you are working in the industry, like, have you allocated your time to learn these things? So, like, how it work? Like, I also like to know that. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, at the beginning, I worked hard actually. Hard means, I spend a lot of time to learn those things. And since I need to participate in interviews, I spend some time for interviews. When I'm preparing for interviews, I went through double OP concepts and database. Those basics things I went through and got a little idea on basic queries only. But when I doing the first job only, I may allocate some time and learn. And I would say still I am learning. When I'm working with you guys, I still learning those some complex things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we are learning every day when we are working. Yeah, that's true. But it's quite amazing. Like, I don't know. Like, in my capacity, I would say I will face many challenges. Like, if I were not able to practice these kind of things when I'm doing my bachelor's degree. So it really helped me to, like, when I am working when I am entering into the IT industry, like, all the things that I have learned in my bachelor's, it really helped me. Not my master's, but in my bachelor's, it really helped. Yeah, go ahead, Isha.
I don't say that I did it easily actually. I worked hard at when before interviews, I worked hard with parallelly my university studies and for the reading for interviews as well. I actually worked really hard on that time because in that time I had a big idea. I had the big idea on joining to the IT industry instead of electronics. So I worked hard for my target, and actually my friends, two of my best friends were on CSE departments, so they also helped me a lot. Actually, friends also helped me a lot when I'm facing to interviews. They learned me so many things. So actually, I worked hard. I don't say I learned it easy.
So somehow you were able to complete CSE subjects within couple of months.
Yeah, there are my modules. I got their lecture slides and we went through those also. It's because of the target that I had. I had a huge target to go to the IT industry. And one thing that
commitments.
one thing I forgot means when you're talking only, I remember that what is the biggest challenge that I had. As I said first, it is the architecture, because I was only doing scripting, so moving from script to microservice level, and there also we had the architecture for Golang, clean architecture. For Java, it's another MVC. So those kind of things are so much new to me. So I haven't heard again. So I have to go through from the scratch and understand from where this code starts, from where to this goes. So that was the biggest challenge. I remember. Maybe as I said, architecture.
Yeah. So, sorry for disturbing. So, like even though I did the SE degree, so when I came to the industry, so those things were new to me as well. So architecture side of things, so we never learned like clean architecture, or like we didn't learn any Spring Boot like types of
Yes.
programs. So those things like figuring out, yeah, that was the first experience as well. Think it's same to Suru.
Yeah, same here. Even in my degree, like we haven't experienced these things. Like we knew how database would work,
Yeah.
and we knew
How the code,
how
how we program the things likewise.
yeah,
But
exactly.
seriously, we haven't like got any experience in the technologies that we use in our day-to-day life now.
True. That is true. So Ishara, even though like in that scope, like even the biggest challenge that you faced is the same for us as well.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
though we have done IT related degree. So I think since you have covered like even though you have done a bachelor's degree on communication and electronics and telecommunication, as I remember. So after you have completed it, you learned so many things related to the CS and IT. So I think that would help definitely. That was your time period that you have learned, and you prepared yourself for the IT industry, as like what I believe. Yeah. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So any other questions, guys, for our
Yeah, I have a question.
one and only Shara?
So
The
Ishara,
first impression that I got from Sumudu helped me a lot actually to build as a IT character. That means you can follow things maybe. But you know how Sumudu works, so I used to follow the methods that he follows, so it helped me a lot. That first impression and the things that he does helped me a lot.
Yeah, for like anyone who would like to enter to the IT industry, I would strongly recommend Sumudu's guidelines and Sumudu's pathway.
Yeah, actually that.
So at that time period also, I was really believed that the best guidance is coming from Sumudu. So I think I was correct, and I still happy for that decision.
Those days I didn't have the idea about recording things, but when new people are recording, I now still am thinking that I could have recorded the things that Sumudu told me. I couldn't be able to do that because I haven't used recording technology those days.
Why it was not invented?
For me, it was not
That is
invented to my categories.
Ishanka, you were told something when I'm
yeah.
speaking. So I did this.
I was gonna ask like, I think when you are degree program, you have like exposure to Python, like data science related languages like Python, so sort of like Python and likewise. So it's like, but is there any specific reason that you select software engineering like other than data science field? Like, yeah, what's your idea on that?
My final year project was based on machine learning, those kind of things. Actually that thing was that much interested on me, and also for that side also, as I know, there are not that much of job opportunities in Sri Lanka. So based on those two conditions, I selected to go to software again.
Okay.
When you're completing your degree, like did you had any idea about, like you told us that you were interested to enter get into the IT industry, like did you had any like idea like what are the roles and what are the responsibilities in IT industry? Like there are different roles. Like we have DevOps data teams, and we have database admins, software developers, business analysts, project managers, like various kind of QA, various kind of job roles and responsibilities. Like, were you aware?
No, nothing. That's also that is the thing that I said at the beginning, that adherent to the Scrum technologies, that I didn't know anything about those things. I was wondering who is he likewise. But before going to interviews, I just went through several LinkedIn profiles, and I get to know that these kind of things, that software engineer, senior software engineer, and I think only those two things were in my mind. However, when I joined that, I could be able to understand these people are on top of this team. Likewise, I don't know, it maybe just come to my mind without any idea.
See, Sumudhu, how much social work that we have done through our podcast.
So we did the episode on this. So
Yeah.
we talked at least, I think, more than 1 hour on that.
More than 1 hour, and I think we have dedicated 2 episodes for this job roles and responsibilities in IT industry. Yeah, like if anyone who likes to understand this, you can go back to our previous episodes and refer. Like, I'll try to tag this in the current episode as well. We'll try.
Yeah. So Ishara, so I have one last question. So if you can go back in time, and like, what would you choose? Like, will you be choosing the CSST stream, or do you like the way that it happened now, learning electrical things? And
I believe the best thing was happened. If I if I go to the CSC department, I think I would go to another. My first job wasn't be able to. My first job would not be this one. So I love this first job. So I think going through the electronic department was the main reason that I selected to this job. So it's kind of
Destiny.
yeah, destiny.
So, you said you didn't have much idea about the roles and responsibilities. So, still, are you happy that you are a software developer, or are you still interested in some other job roles as well?
No, I really love the things that I am doing currently, so I feel going through this path will be better.
Even though you had the chance, you never going to change your path, like for a QA or management or whatsoever?
For me, I think QA is boring. Managing, I don't like.
Data science?
Data science, no, I don't like. I miss that. Why I am saying that my first job is matters, because you guys didn't stress me out, and if I am asking any silly questions I am asking silly questions from you without thinking twice, because it's because of the team, the way you treat me. So that thing helped me a lot to grow. Otherwise, I won't be able to learn this much. So that's why I am telling that coming to this job is the most lucky thing happened to me.
Yeah. So
I think adding a comment to that. So I think for me also, like the first internship actually inspired me and also paved the way actually. So the first job, I think that experience matters. So in the previous episodes we actually spoke about Isu's experience, right? So but I would like to emphasize that even though the first experience is not that successful, we still have a chance, right? So we need to highlight that as well. So we shouldn't give up saying that the first job is not good and we didn't get that much of chance to improve ourselves, but we might get another chance in another place. So we need to highlight that as also.
The problem is the problem is the first job everything's are challenges. Like,
Yeah.
we have to focus and see what is the actual challenge that we have to succeed. There are challenges coming from people, there are challenges coming from the co-workers, there are challenges coming from the work, there are challenges coming from the team or whatsoever. There are challenges everywhere. So if we focus the challenges that we don't want to face, the actual challenge that we have to succeed will be gone away. So that's the problem. So most of the time, like, we don't focus on the specific challenge that we have to succeed. We focus on unimportant and unwanted challenges. So then after only that we are devastated and demotivated on our jobs and even the career paths. So Ishanka, I would like to know, how was your experience? I know that you have done the internship and you promoted gradually, and how was your experience?
Yeah, I have the same idea on that. Like, it's better me like me. I was so lucky to get selected to the current team I was working. So that's why So when I came as intern, I learned a lot from the team members, Sumudu, and the other members as well. So that helps me a lot to go in this industry. So and learn new things. I learn new things, like every day we are learning new things. So that was really it was really helpful that I also think that the environment we are working and the people who we work with matters when we are going in this industry. So yeah, if my advice is if anyone feels like their team members they aren't they are not supporting, and they don't encourage us to go. So you can find there are in our industry, I think there are in the other companies also many people in our team members, many people we have in our industry, what do you tell,
Toxic people?
No, not toxic, to support each other. So you can explore. You don't stick to a place that there are when you are surrounded with toxic people. Don't stick to a place like that. And recently we had heard some of the companies, some of the junior members have suicide because of those environments. So don't stick to places like that. You can go to another place. There are so many opportunities in this industry, not in Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka, also in the foreign countries. So you can explore and you can find a better place to work and learn new things every day. So yeah, that's that.
True. I also second to that. Yeah, the funny story, Sumudu, since Ishara said she can ask any silly questions and her team members helped her a lot. I saw last week someone explaining all the CI/CD pipelines using a socks and some shoes.
Someone is, shall I say?
Okay.
Actually, I honestly say that I getting to know so many people when I joined to my first job, and in my lifetime I haven't worked with become different cultural, different background and me peoples. So when I joined to my first job only, I worked with those kind of people, and also when I work with my team only, I understand that not government university students are best. Everyone have so many different talents, and they are so important to learn, and we have so many things to learn from every people. So I think that I learned that from when I joined to my first job. So I learned a lot from you guys, and I am still learning a lot.
Before that, you were protesting in that Padikada FR people with Padikada FR people.
No, actually, I didn't think actually that I could ever learn that much of things from joining to a job. I thought that I would be able to work by myself, but still I am learning from you guys that everything, not only the knowledge and everything.
Okay, nice to hear. Yeah, so okay, I think as I said in the earlier, like today episode was quite interesting. So it was almost we have completed 1 hour. So what do we?
Yeah. So before winding up, like, so I think Shar brings a like good dynamic to this podcast, right? So like we would like to be a permanent member.
I also felt
It's
like
good to have more people to discuss with different backgrounds, different experiences, so different opinions.
Exactly.
So what do you think, Isru?
Yeah. I would more happier than like ever, like if Vishara can contribute to this podcast from now onwards. Like, so when me and Sumudu started this, like so when Ishankar came to the podcast, like we expand our experiences now. When even now, if Vishara could contribute to this podcast, so definitely the experience capacity is getting higher, and people who are listening to this definitely will get more exposure. So the benefits is for the listeners.
And this is also not like that much of a commitment because we do once alternating month only.
Exactly.
Thank you for inviting me. Actually, when I'm talking with you guys, I also felt like it's better if I can join every day also. At the beginning, I was scared because
the funny story was like actually I and Isuru started this to like improve our spontaneous speaking skills actually, and also we wanted to polish our English skills. And like yesterday, funny thing was like I had to speak in a company, like our company's all hands meeting. So I wasn't actually prepared, so the HR asked me to do a speech and give an update of my project and my team members. So like few minutes before, so then I did it, and I was able to give something valuable to the audience that I had to address. And then only I remembered like we started this to improve our like spontaneous speaking skills. And then only I messaged Isru and said like, shall we resume this? So yeah, that was the first intention. And also we also had in mind like, so the new joinees to the IT industry don't have that much of an exposure of what is really happening. So we wanted to educate them as well. So yeah, I just want to highlight that. So I think this has improved, like helped us as well to improve our skills. So like earlier, can you remember, like we were very afraid to speak and then we thought, yeah, no one listens, only I and you listen, so let's speak and let's do something.
Yeah, exactly.
actually that was the problem for me also to join with you guys. When Isru says, I also scared to join because my English is very bad. So
So, since no one listens, yeah, it doesn't matter. We just record. No one listens.
I saw that there are 17 views kind of. I am listening most of the days when you done this.
Ooh.
You shared it in the group when at the night I don't have anything to do, so I
Yeah, so
Great.
the highest audience is always coming from different countries actually. So not in Sri Lanka, but the most listeners are from foreign countries. So, but the problem is like we never targeted this to foreigners. Actually.
Yeah. Actually, we never intended this to be listened by anyone. So we just
Exactly.
wanted the time to like an excuse to hang out and discuss, chat about something. So I
Exactly.
think like spending this time didn't go to waste. So we added something to the community and also we improved ourselves.
Exactly. Otherwise, the experience that we have gained will die with us.
thank you Isuru for pushing me by forcing me to
Yeah.
join this.
Yeah, I told Sumudu and Nishanka that I threatened you to come.
Do or die.
Okay, then I think we are good to wind up for
I am
today.
eager to listening to this again on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
So, yeah. So I again for all the listeners, I invited you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can follow us, and you can add any comments that you want, and we would definitely we will go to the comments, and if there anything that we need to change, we will change it. Yeah, so as I told you in the beginning, this episode is quite it's different and it's quite interesting, and it was. So thank you very much, especially for Ishara to bring all the experience that he had, and it was quite interested to me personally as well, like how the things had been there. Like I also didn't knew some of those areas. So even for the listeners, I think everyone would find it quite interesting that the people or the students are in Sri Lanka is getting into different universities, completing different bachelors, and getting into different industry, the challenges that they have faced. There are a lot of things that we can speak and we can discuss, but since we are we are focused to IT industry, that we always bringing the challenges and then the knowledge that we need to get into the IT industry and develop ourselves within the IT industry. Yeah, so until we meet in our next episode, so be well. So thank you everyone, thank you very much. Thank you Samudu, thank you Shankar, thank you Shara. See.